What's up, agency owners? Jason Swenk here with another episode of the Smart Agency Masterclass, a podcast for the digital agency owner that wants to scale and grow faster. And on today's episode, I have my good friend back. We're going to talk about the recession and what you need to do. Also, we're going to talk about layoffs, but probably not what you think. So let's go ahead and jump into the show. Hey, Manish, welcome back.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you for having me on the show again. I'm excited to be back, and
Awesome.
I hope everything is good at your end.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and jump into it. But for the people that have not listened to the other episodes, which we'll link up if you go to jasonswank.com, tell us who you are and what you do in under 30 seconds.
Sure. Uh, so I run E2M. It's a white label agency. We mainly work with digital agencies and solve their bandwidth problem. So as we speak, like we work with like over 150 plus agencies all across the US. It's been 10 years we have been in the business, and our total team size is 160 plus.
Awesome. Well, let's jump into it and let's talk about what are you guys doing to plan for the recession? I know I actually look forward to the recession, even though some of the people that they may thinking like, Jason, that's kind of crazy. I kind of like it because things are at a discount and I can actually, people pull back is when I actually start spending more. So what are you guys doing and what have you done in the past in other recessions that we've gone through? Because you guys have been doing it for over 10 years.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting question, and let me try to answer in a different way, right? uh, First of all, I read a very good post, which has been written by Paul Graham, who used to run like this startup community in San Francisco, uh, where he said, like, 10 years back, that I think you should have a very strong position of your business in this ecosystem, and you should have a product and service which is solving the real world problems, right? Uh, Regardless of the recession, even if you are having a trouble onboarding a new client, then there is definitely a problem in your product and service, right? So one thing is that recession is a good time to test your product and service out, right? If your product or service has a, like, absolute need, definitely you will go through recession seamlessly, right? And in some of the ways, some of the mistakes I see people do, mainly agency owners do during the recession, is stop doing certain activities, right? I think, rather than uh, chattering and talking to other agency owners and peers, that so this is usually happens that when we go through certain phase, like this kind of slowdown time, we start talking to other agency owners that, hey, do you guys also see the slowdown? If you speak to five different people and then they say, yes, we are also seeing the slowdown, and then you sit back and relax and do nothing, it's just how the industry is, like everywhere it's slowdown. I would say don't do that. If you go through a recession time, you can still do a lot of activities, right? The very first thing is that, make the most out of your existing clients. It's kind of like, it's so easy to sell to your existing clients rather than finding the new one and selling it to them, right? So schedule a call, talk to each and every client, and just talk to them, have a casual conversation, like how things are going on, is there any other areas where we can help you? So not to talk to your client to upsell or cross sell, or to be salesy, but just to check in, right? And you never know, like, there might be new opportunities coming up during that conversation. So that is something you can do. You still want to continue doing marketing, you still can produce a content, you can still, write a blog post every week, and still, send out the newsletter to your existing clients to keep them engaged and busy, making sure that your customer service is top notch, to make sure that at least you are not losing your existing clients, right? Because that's where your business will keep growing, right? I think be flexible with clients existing and onboarding if you know that their industry is going through a slowdown time, right? That's the one thing. Other thing is that I feel like if you are, I'll give you an example of specifically websites maintenance, right? So I think we our business is also very essential. So if you are building a website, the business owners, although it's a recession, they still would like to update their websites, which is kind of an essential, right? So if you see the COVID time, then actually the brick and mortar businesses thought that it is essential to have the website. At least people will come to our website and do an online transaction if they are, our stores are closed, right? So if even if someone might put their entire redesign or new project on hold, but there will be a still opportunity to, they will reach out to you and take your help to update the website. So in a nutshell, you want to be engaged into doing some different activities, and making sure that your cash flow remains same, rather than like accepting the fact that hey, it's a slowdown everywhere, so you just sit back and relax and do nothing, right? I think you have to be a super proactive. uh, when such times happen, it's kind of an alert time, right? And anyway, these activities you should do it regardless of recession, but these are the times when you want to be on your toes and focus on maximizing in all these different areas.
Yeah, the biggest thing I want everybody to know is don't freak out when you lose a client or two, and then you hear a recession, and you talk with other people in the industry, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's going to be total crap." Like, yeah, it's not good about losing clients, but it resets everything, and it the
Yes.
opportunity in order to go after new clients at a higher rate. And I think when recessions happen, the people I see that take advantage of this are the ones that get
Yes.
really laser specific at who they're going after. And they're not really necessarily saying laser specific on who, it's more about that problem or that challenge that they can actually solve. Because when things slow up and people freak out, well, they'll freak out for about a month. And then people are
Yeah.
like, oh, well, I still need marketing. I still need help with
Yes.
streamlining my technology and all of this where they can actually accelerate. And, and I also look at a recession too as this is where you can pick up the best people in the industry,
Yep.
because like if we think about, I kind of teased in the show about layoffs. I've been a part of a layoff. Literally, my a job I never really talk about because it was kind of right before Arthur Anderson. I worked for a
Okay.
company called Superior Consultants, and they hired 50,000 people right out of school to get Microsoft certified. This is real like mid 90s, right? And then when the dot bomb started happening, they literally laid us off on a muted call, recording call with 50,000 people on it, going, "We're laying everybody
Yes.
off." That's not how you do it.
Absolutely. I know. I mean, we have been reading about Twitter layoffs lately, how it's been happening. I mean, everything has its, I mean, everyone have their own perspective when it comes to layoff. But I think, yeah, you said right. In a nutshell, you want to be more communicative with your clients during such times, and you want to educate them, right? That rather than being a salesy, just educate them what is needed, and they are not gonna stop certain activities. One, good thing I see, like you said, recession is something you can see it as an opportunity as well, right? So we work with a lot of small to mid-sized agencies and help them with white label services, building websites and everything, right? So I think what happens that during recession, the big businesses like mid-sized, small businesses, enterprise level businesses, they always look for the cost-effective solution, right? And they always look for agencies to work with, who can provide them, a cost-effective solution. So I think there is a huge opportunity in such times for small to mid size agencies to land enterprise level clients, right? Because those enterprise level clients would not prefer to go with like enterprise level agencies just because of the cost concern. So if the enterprise level agency is charging, let's say, $50,000 for a website, and if small to mid size agency is doing the same website for $25,000, then now the small to mid size agency is not just getting a client, but they are also not just getting an enterprise level client, but they are also securing $25,000 business, right? So you have to pivot your messaging during such time, that okay, how to turn this into an opportunity. And that's something we have done in the past as well. Even during the COVID time, even during, like, I think, a few months back, we saw a slowdown in the month of July specifically, and we definitely pivoted our messaging, and definitely it picked up from August month. Obviously, then later we realized that July month was slow because of the summer vacation and people were taking vacation, and unavailability of clients. But then things picked up really well from August, right? So I think you want to take this time, like you said, as an opportunity, and pivot your message, and maybe changing your position in the ecosystem, and positioning your agency to tap in the opportunity, like what are the opportunities right now, and then go into that. Sometimes you are doing that, but you are not putting in a right way.
Yeah, I agree. The positioning is key. I mean, usually when I chat with agency owners or any kind of business owner, a lot of times their positioning's off. And
Yeah,
really before their positioning's even off, it's really kind of they have no clarity of where they're actually going. They're just trying to survive. It's kind of like you're trying to save this person that's drowning and they're just pulling you down, where you just got to
yeah,
knock them out for a second and then get behind them and then bring them over to the water. So sometimes you got to knock your own self out, get that clarity, figure out that positioning, rethink about your offering. I mean, think about,
yep,
I've always loved the story about when Steve Jobs came back to Apple, and he was really
oh, yeah,
specific at going, all right, we're getting rid of this, and this, and we're going to focus entirely on
so
three
true.
things, right? Making it simple. And we just got back from the digital agency experience in Colorado. We had all these amazing agency owners around, and one of the big things we talked about was how can we make our businesses more simple. And that's the
Yep,
hardest thing to do. But if we can make it simple, we can position in the right way, we can chat with the right clients, we can take advantage of the opportunities that are presenting itself in a recession. We can, like, I can't tell you how many different downtimes I went through, and the business always
yes,
grew. Now, I always kind of have a little, like, you're at the top of that roller coaster, and your stomach, right when you start, your stomach's kind of like, oh, I don't want to go. Like, how do I get off?
yeah, yeah,
And then you start going. You're
I
like,
hear
oh,
you.
this is fun.
Yeah, once you go down, then you feel like fun. And I can exactly relate this. It was 2018 December, and yeah, not 2018, but precisely 2017 December. We had to let some people go, and then I did literally retrospect that, okay, how do you want to position ourselves not to be in the situation. And literally I sat down, and like I was like, literally, like, we pivoted, we decided like not to stop providing certain number of services. And we kind of like thought that, okay, we want to be very specialized in few things, and we want to simplify our pricing as well. So this is one exercise I would recommend to all agency owners as we are getting close to the end of the year. I think every agency owner should take some time in November, December, and do a retrospect. Like, how was the last year? What things did not work out? What is more? Listen to your customers. What is more? If possible, do a survey. What is our offering simple, or is it confusing? Is our pricing simple, or is it confusing? Right? Take that feedback, and like do a retrospect and reset, like you say, right? That, okay, how do you want to simplify our offering and pricing for the next year, right? And I agree, every time I also went through such exercises, we always come out as a stronger. We did this exercise in 2019 December, exactly. I remember we pivoted our business model, and we changed our business model pricing. We we were offering like one-off projects, and we decided to do it in a subscription basis. And it's been like 3 years, and like 90% of our clients business is like based on the subscription and different business model, right? So we did it in a way, it did not impact our cash flow, it did not impact our clients, we did not lose any clients as well. Obviously we had to lose one or two clients because they were not happy with the new business model, but on a larger scale it went so great, it went really successful. So I agree with you, when you go through such time, yeah, and when you are like, when you are not sure that okay, is it gonna work out or not, but it absolutely works out really well if you listen to your client's feedback and if you simplify. And the whole idea, and that's some exercise, I'm also going to do it in the coming time, where I want to really see like, how we want to position ourselves in 2023.
Awesome. Well, this has been amazing, Manish. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you think would benefit the listeners listening in?
No, I think this is a great exercise. Some of the questions you should ask to yourself is like, uh, that how we are doing. So first thing, offering, right? Your position. So I think you should write this down. What is our position in the ecosystem? What are the current pain points, and what are the demographic or areas where there will be a huge opportunity in the coming year, right? Are we ready for that positioning? Do we have like, a right pricing model, simplified pricing model, right? And do we have the, right set of activities set for the next 1 year, right? So this is something, I do it as an agency owner. You should know what is one thing you are going to focus entire year. Obviously you will be, as an agency owner, your focus will be like diversified in all different areas, but what is one thing, right? So if I take my example, last year I did this exercise and I was like firm that okay, marketing is the one area where I'll be paying most of my time and most of my energy, and that's what I did exactly. And we definitely seen a huge benefit because of that. So although you are an agency owner, you keep wearing different hats. At the end of the day, you still want to decide one area where I want to absolutely dedicate my time most of the time if I'm doing nothing, right? So you should decide that since we are getting towards the end of the year. So that's where, like, what is the one area you should be, focusing on and like freeing up your time, right? I also spoke last time, and it's again, I want to speak about that. Be obsessed about freeing up your time, right? Before, as an agency owner, if you are doing anything, just ask yourself a question: can I get this done by someone else? Can I delegate to someone else? If answer is yes, just do it, right? So you should be able to focus more on important things.
Awesome. Cool. What's the website people can go and check you guys out?
Yeah, if you are an agency owners, and if you always anywhere run into any bandwidth or capacity problem, we would love to help you with our white label services. Our website is e2msolutions.com. The link will be also in the description area. So yeah, go to our website, check out, and I'm always like up for chatting with like agency owners, even if you are not looking for any help in terms of services. Always love to exchange ideas and thoughts.
Awesome. Well, everyone go check that out. And if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you share it out, like it, subscribe it. And if you need anything on the white label services, check out Manish. And until next time, have a swank day.